I am afraid of death. So it started off with years of fatigue, a lot of pain. My eyes would change color, and many hospital visits. Nothing ever came out of it. I'm in my teenage years, I'm the firstborn. So even after several hospital stays, I was never diagnosed with anything. Fast forward, I moved to the US. By then, I started working. I just finished working at, it was a camp. The pain was consistent. I was always tired. But then I was also eating anything and everything. So gained weight, and so I thought that had something to do with it, climate change. And then maybe a month or two, I had a cousin also in Atlanta, and we met up. And I remember the first thing he said to me is, "You don't look good." And that is when I went to see the doctor. So after a few days, got blood work done, and they called me a few days later and said, "We need you to come back and see the doctor." In my naive mind, I was still young. I was in my 20s when I moved to the US. I went to see the doctor, and I remember two of them walked in. And the first thing they said to me was, "Do you have family in Atlanta or Georgia specifically?" And I said, "No, I'm here by myself." And that's when they told me I have blood cancer. After that, I don't think I heard any other word. All I know is I had cancer, and coming from a culture where if you're diagnosed with cancer, it's just death. I was scared, but at the same time, I was very unaware what that entailed. And I remember asking the doctor, "So what does that mean? Do I need to take more vitamins? Or what are we doing here?" Again, it's state of denial. I think the shock on their face said it all. They said, "You don't need vitamins. We need to start you on treatment as soon as possible." So I went back to the daycare I worked at. They never said anything was wrong. I had the mentality of, if you don't think about it, it will go away. So my fight or my struggles have been for over almost 20 years now. I have done many sessions of chemotherapy. I have done radiation. But I think my saving grace mostly has been my mental state. I've had days where I didn't want to keep fighting anymore. And I think also with my friends who know me or the community I've grown up in Atlanta, everybody always said, "You're strong, you can do this." And it was exhausting. I didn't want to be strong. I know this will sound very cliche, but I wanted to be treated as a cancer patient sometimes. The doctors I have today, we have a thing we do. I can feel sad, sorrow, pitiful, ungrateful, anything you can think of for the first 48 hours. That is cry, eat ice, whatever it takes. Out of the 48 hours, we have to now fight. I have to do the chemo. First of all, I am a godmother of 3 girls, but 2 younger ones their mother has been my very good friend, Noni. And I remember when she first asked me to be the godmother of the first one, I asked her, "You do know I have cancer, right?" And she was like, "Yeah, it doesn't matter." And this is after being a bridesmaid in her wedding. And I think that gave me purpose. She saw a future, and she saw a long term with my health. And then a few years later, she had another child, and she asked me, "Hey, will you be Ella's godmother?" I'm like, I'm still fighting, and now you want me to have 2 children. And to her, she's never seen me. She's one of my friends who've never seen, they see Eva. They don't see Eva with cancer. They see Eva who is a fighter, a warrior. I am so blessed that I have friends who see more than just Eva. I am a runner. My friend Nina, I walked her through her very first marathon. I did that, and she never saw me anything less. She saw me as I coached her. And when Nina is athletic, if you see her, you'll be like, why was she calling Eva again? But I was able to walk her through the mental part of it. And I think that's what keeps me going. Even my family, my sisters will do whatever it takes. My uncle will stand with me. My mom is there. So it's been a truly blessing. And being that I come from a family where we've lost members from cancer, I try to protect them. Even on days I'm not feeling well, I try and protect them. Even on those days I feel crappy. Yeah. After blood cancer, and I thought after doing chemotherapy and immunotherapy, stem cell I thought that was it. I thought I was healed, I thought I would be fine, I thought I'd live a life where now I'm creating a brand. So early this year, when I was told I started off with my lymph nodes, and then came to find out I have lung cancer, which is more of stage 2. I think that was the hardest thing. The very first diagnosis, I think I was young, so that didn't, I think I was young, naive, I was everything. But with this diagnosis, I'm older. I have so many ambitions. There's so many things I want to be able to do. I want to be able to create a legacy, and now I have to fight cancer again. I didn't want to fight for 8 hours. I wanted to stay stuck. I wanted to be in that position. I wanted to now say, I would rather build my business than fight. And so I had to even get a dog because I didn't want to do anything. So much works, although at this point, I don't know who is supporting who. I have a dog. And of course, my friends. This time they saw it was hard. They called more often. We talked. I would divert conversations because I don't want to talk about my emotions. But this time, I think they were able to catch me. And it's, how are you doing? Because every time I want to be a problem solver in anything that is going on or have a solution, that I forget to talk about myself. I cannot die. Dying is not an option. Sometimes it feels like it's the only option, but then I am reminded that I have a life to live. A life is just not being married, not having children. There's so much to that. When people walk up to me and say, hey, you helped my sister fight through something. As much as I don't want to always be related as a cancer person, it's a good feeling to know that because of me, you fought a little harder. And now I have a bag business. I have a business based in Kenya that helps women and shows that despite anything else I'm going through, that I can still be a handbag, leather girl, woman, lady, mama matchbox, So I can be all those things and even travel. I want to be remembered as a fighter, but I also want to be remembered as a person who didn't give up. And so I'm back to treatment, and we're taking it day after day, day by day. I think life is what you make it, right? It's I now write down what I want for my life, what I am grateful for friends, family. I write down what I want. I want my business. I want my bags to be in every store. I want you to carry my bag and tell the story behind the bag. I want everyone to live a life of gratitude, right? I don't know why I was picked to be a strong cancer fighter, but I know that it's opened doors for me. When I say doors, in terms of mental doors, I want everyone to know that despite what you're going through, somebody else, mine is cancer, in another person it could be something different that holds you back or you're afraid of. I just say, just get out of your shell, push yourself. I remember the first time I traveled to Kenya, I think my medical team or my doctors in the US did not sleep. They were traumatized, but I chose to want to be able to travel because that is what I truly, truly love. I'm able to travel with a bag that is an Eva Wambui bag, from Hope and Bags to Eva Wambui, which is my name. It brings me so much joy. So to everyone, I say life is what you make it. Mine has just been a lot of lemons, but now I'm making juice out of them. And so smile through life, cry if you have to, but get up and fight and do what you need to do.